Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over a few tips that you need to make sure that you're doing in order to make sure that you're seeing the results that you're after when it comes to your training sessions. So tip number one, make sure that you have a plan. So when you get to the gym, make sure you know what body part you're training, how you're going to be doing the exercise, and exactly how many exercises and sets you have and reps you have to do. Not only are you going to get to your goals much faster than someone without a plan, but you're also going to make sure that you don't waste any time in the gym. This goes for anyone, actually, this goes for everyone. Whether your goal is to build muscle, just get a bit stronger, or just increase your overall fitness, you always want to make sure that you have a plan that you're working from. Because for you to get to those goals, you want to make sure that you're actually making improvements, not just day to day, but week to week, month to month. And if you don't have a plan, you're not tracking your workouts, you have no idea where you are, it's going to be very, very difficult to get to your end goal. So please make sure that you have a plan. You also want to have a really good routine of when it comes to your workouts. You all need to understand that human beings are creatures of habit. And if you want to be successful with something, if you don't make it part of your routine, it's just not going to stick. Okay, so you want to make your workouts successful and you want to make them part of your life. Make sure that you have a routine that's very easy for you to stick to. Another mistake that you may be making when it comes to training is you're just performing the exercises just for the sake of it. Okay, do not do that. I know it's tempting to do that just to say, oh yeah, I've done my workout for the day. But please know that training is not a way of punishing yourself. I understand that not everyone enjoys it and it's painful and it's hard. I completely get that. But you just doing the exercises just to do them, that's not what's going to get you results. Okay, if it was what gets results, everybody would be fit. Everybody would get the goals that they're going after. Everybody would look at get the muscle development that they're after. Muscle development does not come from you aimlessly performing movements. It just doesn't work that way. You need to make sure that when you're training, not only are you focused on what you're doing, but you want to really make sure that your mind muscle connection is not only fully established, but you want to make sure that your form is correct and you don't ever want to rush the movement. So at the moment, if you can see, I'm just performing the movements anyhow. I'm just doing whatever. Training is not a punishment. I know it feels like it sometimes because it's super painful and it's super uncomfortable, but it's really not a punishment, okay? You're not punishing your body. You're lovingly training, working your muscles a certain way because you're looking after certain results. So please don't feel like, oh God, here we go again. I'm just gonna do it just to do it. Because when you do it, it's like it starts in the mind. When you're already kind of defeated and not really feeling in the mind, your body is going to follow. So you really wanna prime your mind, make sure that you're really looking forward to it working out, making sure that you're open to doing the movements, especially if you're one of my clients, when we're doing the movements the way that I'm telling you to do the movements, because there is a reason why I'm telling you to do it that way. Okay, notice the difference in how I'm doing this step down compared to how I was doing it before. My torso is slightly leaning forward, my pelvis is tucked in, the movement is controlled. Always make sure that we are paying attention to how you're doing the exercises. Another mistake that you may be doing when it comes to training, especially when it comes to your lower body. I know we're only covering lower body in this video, but if you want an upper body one, let me know. Another mistake is incorrect technique, and I guess this kind of also goes down to form as well. So if you see right now, I'm trying to squat. I'm trying to make the squat target my glutes. And if you notice that when I come up, I'm coming up and I'm tucking my pelvis in, or I'm hinging my hips forward is at the top. Don't do this. You're going to hurt yourself, okay? And also with that hinge at the top, does nothing for your glutes really. You're just expending energy that's not necessary. Make sure that you're using the correct technique for the muscle that you're trying to target. So when you search with the squats for glutes, notice how my torso is leaning slightly forward. My hips are pushing back as I go down, and I am not tucking my pelvis. I'm not thrusting my hips forward at the top. Okay, always make sure that you're using the correct technique for the muscle that you're trying to target. This works for glutes. For quads, it's going to be a different technique and a different form when you squat. So take the time to learn the correct technique and the correct form, especially that's really going to get you results faster than anything. Another tip I have is to make sure that the training volume and training frequency for the muscle that you're trying to build is appropriate. So, what I mean by that is with the frequency, you can't be training glutes every day and expect them to grow. Okay? It doesn't work that way. And you can't be training them once a week and expect them to grow. Again, it doesn't work that way. Training them every day, you're overtraining. They're not getting enough time to rest. Remember, muscle grows during rest. And if you're training them once a week, you're not hitting them and you're not breaking them down enough, because during you train, that's where the muscle breaks down. And then during rest, that's when it puts itself back together. So make sure that your training frequency and also your training volume is appropriate enough for the muscle to actually, for the damage to actually occur. And also you make sure that you're resting in between the your training sessions enough for the muscle to actually put itself back together and get bigger. So stop doing 100 squats per day for 30 days thinking, okay, if I do 100 squats per day for 30 days, that's going to make my muscle grow. No, you are overtraining the muscle. It's just not going to grow that way. Okay, make sure that your training volume and frequency is enough for the muscle to actually break down and also fully recover. Up next, we have diet. Make sure that you're eating enough, okay? Especially protein. Protein is basically what your muscle uses building blocks to put itself back together. You always want to make sure that you're eating enough protein. For me, that's the one thing that I struggle with. If I don't track my macros, if I don't track my protein, I found that I undereat protein. And that's also because I generally don't like dairy. I don't like meat. So that type of food is very difficult for me to eat if I don't track it. So make sure that you're on top of your training properly. Make sure that you're eating enough protein. This is the protein shake that I take, and I feel like because most people always ask me like, what protein shake do you take? I take Oxyway. Actually, I get all my protein supplements from EHP Labs, and at the moment I have the vanilla ice cream flavor, and one scoop is like 25 grams of protein and only 2 grams of carbs. So that works out well for me because I like to get my carbs from actual food. If, like me, you struggle with getting enough protein in your diet, then definitely look to adding supplements to your diet. It definitely does help. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Any other type of videos you want me to make, do let me know in the comment section. I really want to be more consistent on YouTube. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.